This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I'm here with Carl, who is the owner of Pastime Publications. Pastime Publications, basically producing a lot of great things I see in front of me here. Carl, tell me a little bit how the publications got started with you.
Met a fellow from Kansas City, Missouri, and he'd been doing a golf publication down there. And I liked the idea, so I set up to do one here. We got the Rocky Mountain Golf Directory done. He was looking for publishers to do his book. So our first book was the Rocky Mountain Golf Directory. We got that done in actually mid-90s. Had a pretty good distribution on that, and I came up with some other titles that I wanted to do. So we started working on those titles. The next book was the glass engraving book, and I thought we could do a series of craft books. Basically, at the time, we had two other books in the mill. We had one on the fundamentals of woodworking, and we had another young lady that was working on starting up a herb farm. We thought we'd have a book out of that.
Now, are these people looking for publications that are more of a short-run type of thing?
Well, basically, we are considered a short-run publisher. Our books range anywhere from 1,000 to 15,000 copies. Anything under 20,000 is considered a small publisher. After
you had some initial success with the golf, basically went on to the next publication. What came next after that?
Well, after the glass engraving, my girlfriend used to thumb through the newspaper making a list of all the festivals she wanted to go to. So I thought, whoa, there's got to be an easier way to do this. Well, we'll do a Colorado Festival Directory, which we did, and printed it. So she was kind of the impetus for that.
So these directory, basically, if you're looking for festivals, you can find it all kind of in one spot rather than having to go piecemeal it out.
We came up with a criteria for it that they had to have been in business 3 years, and that they had to have a certain number of attendants.
Now, the gaming directory, I notice everything here on the table you've actually got some type of involvement with. Tell me a little bit, how did that evolve?
Well, we had started, and we got this moving along pretty well. We had it all ready to go to press, and unfortunately I had a medical disaster. So we're coming back to this one sometime later this year. We expect to have this out second quarter of 2012. It basically covers all the casino towns. There are 5, which most people forget about, the 2 that are on Indian reservations. And we also were going to have bingo parlors in here, and the racetracks, and the dog track, and the Colorado Lottery. So it'd be anything related to gaming. So that's the idea behind this.
So you're talking about casinos, but you're also talking about anything to do with gaming.
Oh, exactly, yeah. Because it is a directory. The idea is to put as much information in these that people can actually use. And that's the whole thrust of all these books.
Now, the ones that are available online right now that people can actually go out and still purchase online, which one of those are we talking about here?
We still have copies of the golf directory. We still have the glass engraving festival book. We started another one. It's a booklet, Greening of a Motel. My granddaughter had done a study for the motel about how to save and turn it green as far as product. She put together this case study that she did. So I put it in a format for her as a booklet, and that's available online also under the Greening of a Motel. Has its own website.
So basically, I would imagine that something like that would save a motel a lot of money and be very good for the environment.
Absolutely. She had even researched and found a group of hotels called Green Hotels of America that sort of promote this idea of being green. You know, after she had examined the things at the motel, she did the research. So it's pretty well put together.
So I'd imagine in a motel, I mean, like a person looks at it and says, well, how much can you save on a flush of a toilet? But when you're talking about motels, they add up.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous. Most people have no idea.
So, I mean, you started back with the golf directory, and you'd met a gentleman there. You guys had some great success with that. So great that you actually broke off on your own, started doing your own thing with the publications and whatnot.
Exactly.
And so now, currently, you guys are working on something which is the Colorado Medical Marijuana book, which,
right.
As we know, that's a big topic here in Colorado.
Well, Colorado has sort of been the lead person in this industry. Most people don't realize there are 14 states that have legalized medical marijuana, and I think there are 4 others that are pending. A lot of them are in the West here, but really what we saw was a need for information from the 3 constituencies. Dispensing the product, or they're infusing the product, that's one group. And the second group would be the people that want to sell to that industry, and that would be insurance and doctors and practically any type of professional that wants to sell to that industry. And then the third would be the patients themselves. Books have what I call a merchant card in them, and it has a deal where the advertiser can make an offer to the customer to bring the traffic to the store, and that can measure how well it's doing for them. We have high hopes for it, and we've registered in 7 other states. And we call it the Colorado Encyclopedia of Medical Marijuana. We want to let people know that we're trying to be encompassing.
Well, I love it because of the fact that all these things here, your golf directory, your festival directory, your gaming directory, like you said, these are things that people would have to go out and one by one try to put together, try to look for these things little by little. And once again, with this industry here, folks, with dispensaries now outnumbering Starbucks 2 to 1, there's going to be a lot of them out there, and you're not going to know which ones they are. And this will be a great directory.
Well, one of the interesting things about it is I think there are 1,200 licenses. Right now, Denver, as an example, has 250 licensed dispensaries, and Colorado Springs has 150. And if you figure there's like 3 employees per, I think this medical marijuana has really helped out the Colorado economy.
Absolutely, and it looks like it's here to stay, and it's also given some great care out there for people who are in pain or need of it, and so it seems to be a good thing. All the books here, they're basically advertised based. If there's an advertiser out there that would like to be in one of these publications that you've got coming up, or any ones in the future, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, they could call our number, or they could go to our website. We have one for the Colorado Medical Marijuana book, which is coloradomedicalmarijuanabook.com, figuring that, if we can understand it, then everybody else can too.
So advertisers can get involved and put inside of these as well. What if somebody out, they've got a good idea for a directory? Would they be able to call you?
Yes, they would. I've advised people as we've gone along, and maybe it would be something we could do jointly. One of the things I like to characterize us as the low-cost producer of these books. Got about 20 printers that specialize in these runs, and we've worked with them in various permutations, some of my other associates also. So we know where to go and how to save time and money, because one of the things about this is it's always a great big mystery of how to get it published and how to get it printed and everything. We had those same kind of concerns when we started, but process of elimination, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, folks, you've got it all right there. That is Pastime Publications, putting out some great directories in the past years here. If you're an advertiser out there and you'd like to be in one of the publications, website is at the bottom of the screen right there. If you'd like to pick up a couple of these directories they still have in print, you can go to the website as well. Perfect right there. If you're thinking about putting out a directory as well, they can give you advice on that. Maybe work jointly together with Carl down here. Basically, you've got a friend inside of the publication business short run. With his years of experience, you're bound to benefit from. So this is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.